Yeah, I was saying I am a munyina ha UTV asuni omamu nsem ne amahodo so dia wosamufo asonso no ene na wie me de be so mo kasebo ekwan so na ensem a edi kase mu akotene bi ene say kanima mpanyi John Dramani Mahama edi atu justice a wo hwe Ghana yesika sem de mpempenso de akwakodro ye ka ye de ene won senka ya aban di boni hu menano a enim guase pa ede maye Saso so na wodi ababetu dwa se WHO regional director wodi atu edwa ese eyade a wo se yema apomuden ho nsem ehia yeyie pa na boa ama ewiase nyina yetumi edi yade so enkonim Ewon sanfufro mu no owura kan Japan na chitafo binom akasa de atu dwa se enya de a yeru akompre ko kan Japan na ni jese wo be ye obiara ni mate enti saa de ne de ni ne nkrata mu kura anti wo mo susu saa no entontwene baby Shai osudoku ade hye bosudwetire wo kyerese wo nyansu pa nom to se Ghana aban ese ontu anamo na wo mekọ wono mo emmoa ensem bi ka we no ho na wiem somfo amma saponkumankuma jesi mede sommo meti eye cute cat palo na eye ede maame ye that this way na special drinks se wo dom ye ko ensem no DC amanyo no fankekra ni ye owura John Dramani Mahama na wo de atu dwa se ensem fie aduonu entamni oman ye kapa ye ntumi ntu ho na mo se ye tibi mpo de afiri so na ani wu mayen enso asa aban wo hu enna na ado danko akufo ado boni hu mena se wa ya ade.
For the first time in over 50 years, we have defaulted in payment of our debts, and we've been downgraded by credit rating agencies to the lowest level ever experienced, junk. In other words, baller status. The escalating cost of living driven by hyperinflation, a collapsing currency, and rising prices of essential items, including food, has made life unbearable for millions of Ghanaian households who are currently practicing the 001 or 010 or 100 formula. For those of you who know it, you know it.
Yamoshi ni nkopiem wo atoe mantem na atoe mantem so afo nmunyamfo kwabna ochida komensa na de ato Ghana de hye nyina anim se yenhwe na yentwi ye ho mfamfiri ja bidie ya yede edi dwuma yede no yenuane yede di dwuma ahodo no na yenhwe na LPG no yemfanya adwuma na aboa ama wobo ade ensa no na afei ewiemu sakra ye dwumadie no yaboa bi
Saturday nipa na Ghana fo move from Emi yina no ni you know me e be call LPG gas because LPG gas no on say wonya na oma emmowa na there enya long problems na obobua so they save the environment they use gas because in any etwe ni nya no o say environment na temperature no obo wi asro akoso temperature no so akoso Oma ice no world in your stand all met. O meta na inso bogu puro bogu yan rivers bi so akoso. No so the flooding here den or the river. Enti o se Saturday base LPG gas no. Liquefied petroleum gas no more. We fie. Ebi mu kada ni buy the kakra. But e be save when you be save the be wudi. Bigi de wapo mu de nu nya chen. Siga kakra e be petroleum to gas no. Na dey save wangasa wapo butini
se ye yina ye dia dwi e ba bonko se ye oman no eyi ya oman ne ebe den ebe yi wonsom e na ema no eye den eyi bia obi esi fuel wato fuel amount odi tu wo ka mu uko 100 meters 500 meters o ka no agina e wo se ohu ni ntia uto fuela say o car engine se safa wo dia ene wo so kubisa adwuma ben na MPA fo eye wo krom hantia me koto fuela me car engine say se oye ne fa wo wa aban etua won ka se omumra MPA no omumbe hwe petrol ponsem ni diesel ni LPG ponsem kan no omubetena se aye won adwuma yi. But if you have a disinterested citizenship then you give politicians the opportunity to do what they want.
Since the launch of the program in September 2022, 20,000 LPG cook stoves and related accessories have already been distributed to households across 9 MMDAs, thus incentivizing them to switch to the use of LPG. The timing of this promotional and sensitization drive is significant, given the current discussions on climate change with its associated environmental and health effects. Climate change places a greater responsibility on countries to adopt more environmentally sound practices to save the environment from further deterioration. It is therefore crucial for Ghana to play a leading role in discouraging any activity that has an adverse effect on the environment, and the Ministry of Energy stands ready to support the NPA and other allied institutions in this endeavor for our collective good. Currently, the world is shifting towards transitioning energy supplies from fossil fuels to renewables due to climate change concerns.
Poultry has been accepted as a transition fuel, and LPG is the most dependable transition fuel for households.
And now, what the Chancellor Sobra, Yenuaba Yakuna Matana Siano, one a campaign team member Bako, the Maurak in Japan, Chuchin Komamo, they to just say, Urak in Japan, on Yandia and Nijin won't debut that sell obey running mate, Eddie Amat, Dr. Baumia.
No credit me, say, Bibian's son of Padia, Benin and Nijin. Just say, if they are no pain or that's all in a Bibian's son, million who need here. But the free Ada to a very busy and when you rest there, the no chese, the Niji running meeting, the no check. But sa of Fana, everybody banny before it's a cop primaries, you know, and I'm paying for be and then they cast a found. But you're to a very idea, formally, officially, no Obia approaching, but approaching about I know, on step down and running meet, but. Catch almost own to me, yes, because of the reasons, and yet running me to kind of persuade.
Well, now we are sure sense one can that your can say a man offer of $800 million or BBSA so on step it down. One cast near running meets assemble and no cast more delegates who don't say may step it down near the no so cry home rebattles a buy. It is a BBSA buy a senka or becca.
Yeah, or can it be a want and common course on here. Step down a amount Sika or Bossy near Sunday Vice President running me here, running me to the Vice President. And I said there be 18 common and a back who said there, no, and I said there be on because and he went for that to say, or no, so a running mate cry, not a year. Na nipa na omo abonten no asmo mo kan se so mu hu no na nim ballot paper and yet running mate keke it be sure say eno otie na meka say sa enkomo no sisi a me no ka say sa no pre na dwen aba na litimu se obi na bedin komo abra me ni ode abat o waye atena se as no ma bebebe a ofi say enye running mate na uhia se also ye ansan wetime a party na for nanim then ye party there ya obetimi atena ho na bia onye nipa bia asemba party ma se president Kupodi or former president so party mpanfo timi ko ne nase anampa chomboa enti obetimi atena se na mo bia obi ode aboa party no na party na ko nanim enye post no bebrebe na etoda ya ne hia eno so ne major problem ayo no kromu a
PURC Afei Energy Commission Ghana Water Company wonom akon ho abom ya netco eka ho atumontene e wotamale.
Within the year we've done a lot of engagement and to climax all the activities for the year was to organize this walk against illegal connections in the region. And so we have Ghana Water on board, we have NETCO on board, we have Energy Commission on board, and we have the other consumer groups and the media on board. We must say that our engagement throughout the year have seen some reduction. We've seen some reduction in illegal connection activities in the third quarter. We are hoping that this will continue, but we want to come to the level where we can be proud of all of us and say that yes, this time in the northern region, illegal connection activities have come to the barest minimum.
I'm for that we are a major challenge. You question limit now. No more you are scout free, no more to no more you are. It's a very big challenge about northern region. Yes, I've had there. Commit a send there. Kebesu be as well. Into the company and say, how many manufacturers no eco Bencrum na meters no, mine plastic and are all smart. Na stop cocks no plastic, safety valves plastic. Say be ya, and we man for subia ma sa scrap dealers. Into idea.
City of Muyeno, PULC, NETCO, Ghana Water, and Energy Commission. Yena, regulatory, and I say any in charge of utilities, region. Nanyama be Koso region now. Ama your revenue are generating from a Jumana, a very, very low. And unti ama a very difficult. See, bit me. I am backing on certain investment to improve on the utility operations in the region. Illegal connections, no, high because sika sienya na yeti bikoma omo de power na baha omo generate ye any sebio operations ayeye ebi obi transformer SIA esi ekoto every third party hall, so obi epe power na esi ye intensification na ni nyina e sikasem na for now no dey very difficult. In fact, a lot of issues are in town, but essence say nkrofo ntua power no consume, essence say nkrofo ewia power na mo consume na eya na
Obenefo Alex Asase panyi kwankyerefo no na da plant medicine research ano wode ato wonmo eye bibidro di nubunane ade eye nuro se wonmo mra na womunye analysis wonye nuro ni mu hwehwemu se de beya obetumi anya abodin krata esefata de ato wonu.
Center for Plant Medicine Research and the Ntomabo Ghana Federation of Traditional Medicine Practitioners Association the Anoa for Plant Medicine Research no Professor Alex Asase opinyenika say mu de to na woye bibiduro nyina anim se woye wonro wia wo hwehunu senhye wo so odi so wona wo so hwehwem na wogi tumu no mo nyina hwehwem kama ansa na piemonten so
ye nyina to some extent no ye use a bibiduro pay nemum ewo senior ebinom advertise efa ho any senior won use aduro no temia ensema wotefa ho na empokra no ne hia ne se aduro no obefa emra abande ato ho senior obey koye drug analysis ni ehu se wonduro no yaji atum senior ubetimi de adwuma na ye wonro pia eboa a chesen chishemu say enrono good for use. We have scientific evidence to support that. Ye here ne say ye bet de yendro no ebekoni aye ehwehwemu ewum ne adwum atumu say we ye say yarewa we eyampa esa yarewa we nemom ye wonro pi so a ye ho analysis ye hu say eyampa senia practitioners ne kano ye no kware say adwuma.
Don for the Ghana Federation of Traditional Medicine Practitioners Association kuno ora Peter Kobina Ghana enso di tuja so bi ton bibidro no ni to mikrata mampenfo asonte
so wo bi a ono so nam kromu a ondi mra no so a ekere so onye DAFCA member eno de ma yasonte na se nipa no ya beboa ma aban no sa aka no na de na afa ekwan a ebefa so e mo no so betumi enya nkyerɛkyerɛ papa na waye bibidro papa ama Ghana fo nyina nya bia no ni obeye asɔden no so ne no so yahwɛ kwan ebefa so a yɛde ne bɛma aban bekyerɛ Traditional Medicine Practice Council na ɔno na di ne ɛsɛsɛ ɔno na yɛ bia nti yɛde traditional medicine no ne yɛhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛbɔ ho ban ma etu mpɔn akɔ so na aboa ma Ghana ne Africa nyina etu mpɔn sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛhwɛ ma ebibiduro no tu mpɔn kɔ so a sika yɛbɛnya efiri mu no ɛkyin yɛ koko ne yɛ gold ne kura
Penyina Oda Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana no Dr. Samuel Kodonko enso ni UTV kasebo ekasai
empempi na nkofo ya omadwen se bibiduro de wo fa any side effect wo bibiduro de safe banso chemicals na wo mu eduro no so active ingredient na wo bibiduro no mu tsenia abofoduro na ate enti drug interaction ebi wo ho tese pharmacist for you to me who not chose eduro ya wo fa emboa because ebia ene abofoduro na wo fa na be interacting.
ensuo bi ada so amazi mpatam ho ayi ekum gofo no yatim
Adeshi omo swame mazi esia de eyanije sam enkuto ena womo ekom ne nyina no se okopie mo swame mazi a ensuo bi eda honom a emprepi se ensuo toka kra bi a na ayiri a etime ese amamfo japade ebinum kra timi fa ho ehwere womo enkwa eno ena ama Ghana National Association of Garages womo akamboma esia de omo de eyamfidi ababesi womo eti ensuo no mu se de be ya ensuo tokra na entimi enyiri emma oyene bia embepie mo swame mazi UTV nsam twefo ekopie mu a sa adwumadie we ekoso na adehye ne bi kire se siade womo eda womo ebeda se nsuo kra to a womo nim se se womo se ate nsuo no mu eyade a flooding na se nsuo yire bia emba hono
nsuo ne de se de esiye ne de eya ne yareho eseye niema abi okoro etimi tweka no na akoto nsuo no na nsuo de ka no ko na nsuo so no ogifo no hwan anti ene ye ni agipa enu ntina ye gina ha ye kasa ni abo garages abaso ene emu mpanyimfo nyina ye bo ma abaso
nso to kase a menim ne ba nyina ya ntiminda nso betimi to ha se na ye kwa dem ha nyina anim container ha nyina na ha nyina ya ma na ya gane ya nim bibia na ya bega nko nti ebo mpa se nyam wo ha aban wo na wo ho no ombo ya kakara nso no to a ya ntiminda kise ya sole na ya gina na yamba no nyina ebe peja mo nyina de tutu ebo no so nso no to wi na asesa nso no nyina na pepa asana timida nti de bomba ya ma ya na ya da asinya men shira mo ya shira aban so mbebo ya kakara
nso to a ya hanyina yiri ba hanyina awre dem asa niama kas gina ha se ko na nso na yiri awre kanum nja se de nyame adom na garages for aba ha se amosiesie gwata ha se micro da nyame ase nyame nshira omo
eno achi ana UTV nsam twefo ene wotetere ni edema Ghana National Association of Garages owura Lukman Mohammed Nuhu apiedu so etwetwe enkobo ma wo kire botaye nti a omo yesa adwumadie no
complaints a ye nyane se ye manfo a omo tete ensuo no ano ha omo ye ensa no dwuma no ensuo to a ensuo bewura cars num ese no ema omo ne omo customers enya problem enu achi nso so esan se amanfo nso so cars enu na Ghana National Association of Garages Regional Executives ye nyina yakan bom se ene esade a ye bekwa akwa machine na yati ensuo ni nyina mu se de be ya ensuo a eyiri fa ye manfo no enyiri fa ye manfo biem na ya sansre yenuanum a omude enade egum omude ball agum omugya omunan wom se yesre obia se obia nyai na wohwe kumase a ensuo a yenom no eye hanom na efire na akobɔ wabim na empanimfo atriti ama yanom de mesre empanimfo ne se emma omo mane nyu abato nko aso na omo besraye eduru se ye baba beto abade a ene obia pe vote nti obia ba hanom ebeka de obeya amaye enso so yeto aba ne ma wo mo a yehu wo mo biem eti yesre wo mo hwe anamontu a yetu yi no omo so me support ye
Ghana Tertiary Education Commission wono mo ayen kasa ho dwumadie de ama wona wodi ntete wo technical and vocational dwumadie mu
African Continental Qualifications Framework ni tete mo ane se ye won krofo bebre a omwo Africa sebio omuni madwumaye they have something they call the skills but those skills they don't have the certification unlike omwa sebio omotimi akọ technical school omako university they have what we call a diploma but in this particular instance obi wo ho a oye mason obi wo ho a oye electrician obi wo ho oye carpenter and we have a lot of them we call them tradesmen. We have a system of getting them into what the traditional mainstream educational sector, which is what technical schools, technical universities and universities. But how can we come up with mechanisms we can assess them? Sebio, we a carpenter. We carpenter now we no. A dia with me boss no. How do we quantify it and put it in a form of what? A qualification. Such that say obi pe carpenter A qualification now one is equivalent to be a honestly the carpenter B and also somewhere like that. So that is what we call what the national qualification framework, and we believe this is very important in the sense that over Ghana we have about 80% of our population and they are in the informal sector. 80%. And if we get this data of this in Krofoya, one, it will give them confidence because maybe I could be a certificate way. or license way. And he said, if it's more certificates now, one, it gives them confidence.
The activities of this project are directly contributing to implementation of the policy document of the African Continental Qualifications Framework, which was validated, approved by the African Union member states in July in Addis. And these activities are ambitious, so we really need to coordinate very well at country level, bilateral, but also naturally with the EU delegations.
What I would like to say is how this project is embedded in a larger, on the larger European strategy to support African policies and Ghana policies on education and skills development.
Ghana Investment Promotion ayen cheche dwumade de ama adehye wo afomantem se de be ya wonwuma wo ye no obetumi anya mu mfaso no atim.
Boa domestic investors no amo improve on businesses near partnership e de ama wo na ya san boa assemblies no identify investment opportunities na ya market ama wo new region no Obro University omo challenges but opportunities no so wa ha papa enti ye de ye be ya fam de bia ne assembly na coordinate many ajipa bebre efri say ultimate say participants no omubusa questions are very relevant to adwuma ye no
ene edoma say omudi bibia nso abreye nti sese amaya tinyema bebre ase to going forward no ye be hu say oh nyema say na say de toto akoyim say na be boa ye nyina ama nkoso so aba omani me ba program no so I am Midday bebre because my sua enyema bebre especially enyema bi omo kan fa investor ne foreign investor any ye majuma me ye printing press and me use machines nko a ye wo machines more than 50,000 ya ade ti dru ba bi a wonko ntimi nto but o join omo na usua ade wo ho no na omo link how to get these machines e be boa wo majuma dia media.
We are World Health Organization Director Wadano Abba Akopiemo Ewo Yeru Akwajima Menu na so ede apomudemu niema akochen.
In solidarity with the government, we are ready as WHO to join efforts to provide relief, and today I'm very pleased to be able to, as an immediate response, provide 8 tons of critical medical supplies to you, Honorable Minister, and to the Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Services to support the response to the health needs of the people as a result of the flooding. So, indeed, in our region, our countries face a heavy burden of public health emergencies. When we count the disease outbreaks, the weather events that take place in our region, we are a region that's particularly affected in this way. And mainly we do see disease outbreaks, but we're seeing more and more that what's happening with climate change is triggering extreme events such as flooding, drought, and food insecurity. I'm very much, just in passing, would like to emphasize that in fact we have been preparing with our country reps to make sure that the health sector is adequately represented at this Conference of the Parties.
Specifically to attend the meeting that starts tomorrow, the Interparliamentary Union meeting, which will be discussing health security on the continent, but also to pay a courtesy call and commiserate with the Minister of Health and the government of Ghana on the floods that have occurred in Ghana. And so in this courtesy call, she was able to mobilize resources to donate a number of medical products that could be distributed in these areas that have been affected by the floods here in Ghana. We do have the specific amount, the total in US dollars of the commodities that are being donated are about 65,000 US dollars, which is roughly almost 800,000 Ghana cedis. But it's not about the money, it's really about what these commodities are going to do. That is important. These commodities are going to alleviate the challenges that colleagues and friends and families are facing in the drought, rather the flooded areas.
The area has said adequately that
this wasn't a disaster in terms of we sitting down and things overtaking us. They forewarned. They knew what they were going to do. I hear they sensitized, how do I call it, residents there. That is how come we haven't seen deaths happening to this one. But this year, what has happened in this country, and you guys are not reporting that, we have had excessive rains, more than normal. Those of us who are farming, if we go to Fumisi Dam, Valley, as I speak, November, there are still some pockets that's soaked. There is water. They can't even harvest rice around Kintampo area because of flooding. You know, people have lost their farm proceeds, not only down here, but even within Savannah and some parts of the Mixed Belt. So we have had excessive rains, but there was the need for us to open the dam. Other than that, we have a whole breaking of the dam like happening where Libya, you know. So we knew the people prepared. VRA was on top of it. You know, that is how come the impact had been a bit minimal. But no matter how it affects anybody, you can't say you are not concerned. Government is pushing.
Edwadifo woketia ede atudwa se yenkum dwafo ni dwa nanso so wonu mu bi abetena tena dwa ne kwan ano a wo mu epene ma ato ni nya kwan nwura mu enti ha adwen na mpanyufo mamra enye adwuma wo. Elder Joseph Ajen wono ena yetiche ni yoda United Traders Forum ye wo Kumasi Kejeti adwano emu na wagina adwadifo na nemu ede atudwa se wo mu tonton niema wo montene so no eya na empempi Kejeti adwano anim no mbagina ton ade ekobasa di opese wo radwane mu beto ade wo stores ahodo e wodwane mu ene de wawra makoto ade opese wo pie kwa abonten no enam se wo mu tonton ade no age anim ho aboso ninti no eya na se wo mu pie na so mu radwane mu a eya na ho ayediyie ede ama wo mu ensemi wodi tudwa wabra Star Ghana Foundation ene United Traders Forum apa adwumade bi wontuma ya to dinsa pact no no kiresem enyema pom moto no wo mo bohu dawro na pepepe yo aya adwuma ewo Kejeti adwane mu wasante mantam ham wasanto aso ekiremu sem ahyenkafo no so bi wo ha edru bronya brese ya babie ni kwan so mo gina fa nipa ene babie ni kwan so mo park no eho no mo kwagina efa nipa epake a eya na emakro ni mu echie enu nti wo mo dade sede eto Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly no enum sem wo mo nkenya emra ni mu na afen so wo mo hwedwa no so no enhwe se emra be ya adwuma se ne be ya ade to be koso wano
ebe ko bronyam de ebe se mpanifon se o mo kwan mu na ho na so bi beto ade ogya kwan awura dwo no mu esanse ko bronyam de ne masisi ba bia mo bi nya kwan emadwo ho ma beto enema o mo mete kwan ho eto na de no esanse ba bi wo kwan ne kwan se nipa etena ho oso no mo de nema akosi ho ade a wo ton no o mo ton bi wo nti e ma nipa ne madwum ho e ma beto de wo ton no akromfo so ba ekwan mu ho ma je wo ba na unya bibia ba yibia nti esere mpanifo anso so mo aye no mo nyum mfiri ho ene kwan ho na ho ne pantim radwum beto ade
eno ekire no trotro yoda United Traders Forum no apia kubi yabo anso ene UTV kase twetwe nkomo sei
dwumadi ni tie da so nyina say promoting accountability transparency for quality service at the Kejeti market say ye ma pepepe ye ene nkontabuo ade di wo Kejeti market ya ye wo mu emfaso di edi kan ne say ye pese adwadifo e wo Kumasi ene Kejeti adwom nyina ye kan ye ho bum na ye ekuo baako ni ye nya ano baako tisi ye nyina ye ano baako a ye ko empanyimfo a ya asem to omanima omo betie de toso mienu ne say ye pese ye kan adwadifo nyina ebum na ye kyerɛkyerɛ omo na omo hu omo rights ene emra ewo dwadi edwoma a yetimu saa na omo timi atoto omo no yoma eye de toso miensa ne say edwoma ye wo mpanyimfo a ededa ya no enti ye pese yetimi ne mpanyimfo no nya enkita ho na ye hu enioma a ekoso edwade mu a enioma ekoso a enkoye no yetimi ne mpanyimfo na nya enkita ho na omo timi de enioma atoto ye na aboa ma edwade ma setena akoboko
Emrashe bedwani ogiremu ma ade hye wo odotobri abato mpesua so wasante mantamu wonimunyamfo Emmanuel Akwasi Jamfi woni DC ya wo Amansia Central wono makonho abonimunyamfo Michael Donko akobiebie mpuntudwuma waye wo ho ano se omanfo betumi ede adidwuma
Jewra Nanado sabre no 2016 no ye se Ghana bo se ye baban mu a ye beboa ne ye yi sika kakra ye $1 million na 275 constituencies no ya de aboa mpuntundwuma e wo saa ehye ni mu okoja kobo secondary technical yes 6 unit classroom block completed abuntunsu okodu ha no so yes 6 unit classroom block fefe okodu ekroba akon yefre ho ekrase house yes 6 unit classroom block completed 3 unit classroom block ye bi wampunya ye bi wo asikisu ye bi wo patase ye bi wo ma 14 ye bi wo buakwa upa Jakubu a na ye pese ye bibi a yefre no library complex nti Jakubu education office wo ya bofa ya foundation na wie yentumi ento asonko uba afoako a ye wo school bi ho ISIS Integrated Center for Employable Skills and also ye pese ye dormitory ma wo ye 100 capacity hostel and also ya foundation no a ye ho se betumi nyi scanner de be na de ato aso na de ye pese ye kan say MPP ye adwuma pi na ubo dotobria ya na de hadwene ni say adwuma na ye ye mo hu dawuro nti ade hye no dodo no ya na omunhunu adwuma na ye de be ya ye no nti ene de ya gya tumu say adwuma bi a ye bia ne beda ne di ama oman de hye no ehu na Ghana fo nyina so ehu
esanse ye pese enuma sua no epagya ekonkan ana ye na nada danko akufo ado na ni so ade hunu so bepagya oman Ghana akonkan abra o yise papa de beboa adesua no e say ye amanse central so ye nye chefa enti ye chefa no ebi ne de ye hu ne nei ye di ya attention and focus no kese no abekọ in cages no ye kindergarten so am say oma adesua no be yi na ne fapem no ene hia na ye nyina nim say cage no eno ne the foundation and the foundation no stage no say am ye ne de ekọ ho yi enti ya say ye be hexagonal chairs ni bi any events tables no dey ama school for nkwala na KG for no nti ye kan assembly mi hihye ho
ye ba ye hu 3 unit classroom la na e wa ha e na old block bi ana ye de ka ho ti na ma ho kire e wo classes no ba nyame adom a assembly adom ye another 3 unit classroom e be boa ma ho kire na e wo school yi mu no e be brase education director dey how dey bebre ba ko accommodation for teachers on say a higher mining area enti places bebre wo ho a teacher for no kwa omunya dan ye de be teacher ni de be magalamse ni atnem every say galamse fo wo ska esen teacher for enti obi wo ho a school no e wo ha enso na wa rent bi wo different town and as a community basa ni school komuni ade no emwa. And another challenge and so staffing teachers are 1 man see muno ye no so sa it will communities be or teacher for year 4 under normal circumstance ka primary school ko also teachers year 10 okan kwe south mashebe dwani akobie library bi a wasiama school for no ano ewo
Babropa library huntuma no kan kwisa o temra se bedwani woromanyamfo da ko ani man wakasa da tudwa sese dusua ho nsem betuma gina bra no man gene mu no man no so tima konkan wo kene bia ene na dusua ho nsem ne kwan so man gene toto na sekra ni saye sunti ena ban ne se dusua ho nsem de obe no betumi bia de aboa ne no bi ena de che wo cable and wireless cluster of schools wo hunu bia
ye pese school no hu se as leaders are your community ni ye dream mo fra no enu nti na ye wo ha ye ntumi ntina ha as our building ni esi ha for years abra mo fra ni bebi a wo besua ade building ni one completing nti mo fra no wo another electoral area wo ko school nti mo fra na ese wo ko school wo ha no wo north school wo awudome enti kakra yerehwe kwan a as leaders yebetumi ewie sa building yi na mo fra no etumi asua ade we said we want to increase access to education as I say obofra bia nya kwan a say wo be hwe books so yi empese in a month's time ebe banana books in ya to wo ye mofra nti enim se ne mofra te but say supervision no wo ho say supervision no wo ho a books no ebe che wo library ha because community library na ye bie so no still our books no wo ho mesa so asre books ni bebre mofra no be borrow wo community library na pacho awofo no won make sure say mofra ne besa aba what the bar other children and so benya the chance I want to wait to media coffee akosua enti won a work community library no culture books ne bebre e da so won krofufi mesra wa for no make sure say we borrow books na they return it na mo friend nyina so enya sa chance na abofra ni nyai enti it's all about supervision in the schools ensuring say mofra no wo use a librarian no wo ha obekire won se ne enye se wo use na wato paper no yenim se mofra se ne awote but yenim se teachers no so e wo ha no they are up to the task librarian they are up to the task into wo jide said they will keep these books very well and they will last for a very long time.
Mami Justin Ivia Pau kwankyerɛ for hedusuan ho sem so Accra Metropolitan Assembly opinion sira awofo said dusuan ho sem betima koyi a enya kyekyere fo nkwa nenya awofo nso ochefa kese pa wo mu a wo hwe na wonye mfamboa
awofo no hu se omo hwe na omo fra no ko school maye papa omo hu se omo adusuan no enhia se omo ko school no a dachi omo bre na se me bre ehwe me ma no mu na dachi ni ko ya bre waso sa na makoso bre sa na debi nti omo hwe omo wie JSS a free SHS grammar school free technical school free vocational school wo ho na omo nyina akọ na dachi omo be ye penny palma ye awofo no enye for the government but for ye awofo no omo ba be share.
We abusiafo ye bohwi na yakoye nua be madam so abiam ho na ba beto dwa se Adan Senior High School disuafo mienu wonum akoto sutade fra mu ama wonte ase ebio na danso kita nsem nchemu be me na ma han
ye nua ba
boye nsem ni mu sai na asem no esitie pa
yo nano kwasiada na yinya ntie se Mranke kwa mienu a wonom ewo Adan Senior High School. Wonom efi school mu se wonom ekwa kujare eye frau suo no na enum na wonom ahwere wonom enkwa ewo ho. Na ebra yekoduru Adan no. School mpanimfo de enya de a ebetimi aka se wonom ebie wo ma no ewo asem sanse wonom se wonom ne nsentwerofo eni enkita ho bia Nemum yade yason etoto form na ye ne omanfo a wono mo krum ho ebi edi nkomo no wo mutire mu se enkwada imienu eye enkwada a wono mo gentete ewo Adan Senior High School na ena no kwasi ada na school fuei eya na wono eye asori ewo eye school ho nom na chese wo mo boarding house no nyina no esese wono nyina bom no mo som nyankopon ewo school ho nom na so enkwada imienu etisi krum ekoka wonom mfefo a wonom afri efie ne basukuu ho ema wonom ekọ eye frauni mu se wonom kwa kujare na nipa pi na efiri se akosomu sutade wo bieye na de wo haw aba mpatamu ho no enam so ama ensuo ho ayeden kakra wo mpatamu ho nti ebi aka sukuu no nti na binum firi se eye ensuo na wonom kosa nanso yehwehwe mu a ye kire se enye ensuo na no wo mokosa esanse efiri suku ho ekọ biaye a wonom kọ to nsuo mu a wonom afiri mu yi eye be se kwansini be se enson ye be ka se 7 kilometers entino se emu wapa na senkansuo na wo mokosa ene ese wo free Adan Senior High School nanka wotwa akwan animu a wo ne hwe animu pe a enka biaye wo ho no mu a wonom betimi akosa nsuo nanso enye saa na wonom eyeye Openi baako a wono eye unit committee chairman a wo mpotem ho owura Joseph Roxen amanote ene wo tiremu a kyen se wono mpo ene odi nipa anim ema wono tonsu nimu team ofre ya wono ekoyi ya wono kire se ebra wono ekọ esuo ni ho saa so wo kwa kodware no baako ene di kan ekoye wo dwade na obaako hu se dabi nia etu ni nua no ase esuo no ede na ekọ ene wono so tin wo nsuo ni mu okoso ni mu a etwen no ede wono ekoye ye hwehwe mu kire se nkwada yi mienu wono nyina ye adafo a obaako efiri akwabanya ena baako enso efiri eye anyamam ena wonom efiri mu na wonom ekire se enimonimu ye tuku mpanimfo afre awofo nyina amefre awofo ne akyerɛkyerɛfo nkabomku se wonom emetena se na ensemu a efa mofra no ho ewo sukuu ho no wonom emfa ento wo manim wonom nso ekere se emofra yi eyasoden na wonom eye na entie kra kere se wonom ayasoden bi kra ma ye twe wo maso kra wo sukuu mu asaso twe no kra no wonom firi mu encheye a wonom asa kwakoyi wi a we die enam so ede wonom kofi kwa mu wuo aba abeto wo mu enti mrante wa mienu a wonom gye entete ewa adan senior high school wonom akwakoto asuo fra mu a ene se ye kasai wonom aye onyankopon edea
abiam danso yeda se papa abusuya ye ko ensam fufuro mu na emra shebedwani ya wogina mu ma de hye Watermale North wone Lodina Foundation aka bomu Lodina Foundation chese apomuden de edana koma so ne senti wonu makoye apomuden chechre ede ama omanfo a ewo.
Well, I just want to extend my sincere gratitude to the Lodina Foundation, Senda Ghana, and Tiyumba Foundation for finding, because it poses a danger to all of us. Even if you are sure that you are training your children or your brothers or your siblings well, you do not know who is not. And as a result of the abuse of drugs, how your self or your wards can become victims of people who are high. And that is why it is important that we all contribute whatever and however we can to reduce the incidence of drug abuse in our society. I mean, we have to target the pharmacies and the chemical shops, but we also have to target our communities, because the revelation is that these days these drugs are sold more in the communities, where you have tabletop shops pretending to be selling biscuits and toffees, yet under the table they are selling these hard drugs, to the young ones. Another reason why we included hepatitis B is because of what the research has revealed, that a lot of people around this community, and you can testify from the reaction when I asked how many people have heard about hepatitis B. The number of people who raised their hands were mostly the young ones in school, and I'm sure that is where they heard about hepatitis B. So many in our communities do not know about this silent killer, and it is more dangerous, we are told, than HIV/AIDS. But HIV/AIDS is more known, and people fear that and are afraid of it and protect themselves. Meanwhile, it is easy for one to acquire hepatitis B, which has almost the same symptoms as HIV/AIDS. If you know you are positive, there are some things that you will be told to do. And once you do those things, you prolong your life, you prolong your health.
Shisha, even though it's not a hard drug and should not be on the list of the narcotic drugs, we find it very worrying. And in a gathering like this, we need to sound a word of caution and warning to our parents who are here, that our young girls says that most of those we have interacted with, that the weed, they don't do weed, but what they do is shisha, because they think that shisha is harmless. Unfortunately, sitting over a pot of shisha is equivalent to smoking 100 sticks of cigarette at a go. And so, you may sit over shisha because of the flavor, the sweetening, and you think that you are not doing anything to yourself. But bear you me, you are doing a great disservice to yourself.
We should all come on board to educate the youth on the dangers associated with drug abuse, because you realize that whatever offense that will be bringing somebody to prison in one way or the other is related to drug abuse. So I commended the Honorable Member of Parliament for taking the loud initiative to organize this debate, and I entreat all other stakeholders to also do the same, so that together we'll be able to reduce the rate at which people abuse drugs, if we cannot even eliminate it completely.
Shayo Sudoku adeshie ede one how no dadwen ato UTV in Central for anima fans boni a onom.
Se a nsuo nu o ma to pipe nu mu ye nya nsuo sa. Baby a yesa nsuo nu oso ahaba nsu wom. Na nsuo nu se yesa so ye bre papa. Ekwa nu so ye fa ba nsuo nu, ekwa nu so ahaba nkwa na wom. Enti yesa ayini nu mayenu no mboaye. Na ye ekwenu Ye, omo ye nkwani ye me ne mfa be sense o no.
Ti onu amwa se dware so aye be yiti asana ye be dware. Se be san so aye be fa ade kitikiti na ye di sa ogu ban. Yes ra man no mbo aye. Ye kwanu so nye. Yes ra no pa ommo aye na ommo aye nsio. Na so mama we na batu nsio from aye dia. Yes ra no betu nsio from aye.
Pio no anga pipe ke ha wo logica o ti enyoji no ne. Nyune enge mami ne wa nge ye nyuo ehi. Ko ma pa mi o ma nye mo so mi o ma gbele no loko ma ba se pa mi. Do wi sai sai si no ange puo mami na nge wanya gba ja no nyuo hu lo wicho winge mi. Loko ma du nyuo ja odo no lo ohomi. Loko o manye ma du ko du nyuo he chwe pengo pne lo wa pape ko ne aye bua wo nge nyuo e blofam.
Isi open e haye. Aka we ni ho a. Aka we ni aka ye ni isi obi. Ye ka se penifom se. Omo hwe no mo ipe ya isi onu bibi ma ye. By pipe no haye. Enti se na mutum pipe no mo. We ya na ye sa. Enti ye ni isi obi enti ye bre. E wo isi owe.
Enu anu hwa tache okon ya blu sa dia ba ha. Sisi omo to pipe isi obi ani ho. Enu anu e di bedwale. Enti isi oni ho dia na e di be ya aduana, e di bedwale ai bibia. Ti se we ya. Enti ye pa mo chomo hwe na mo ye bibi wo homa ye.
Wis ne ya two pipe no. Ye bre wa ha pa. Asana ye be kwa ko sa isi onu. Ye be bre bebe aye no ti ko ba isi onu. Na eyi ekwan su nye aboa no su wom. Ji se wo be dware, ji se wa hiti, se wo hiti dia, se wo dware a unto. Eti ye mpamucho mu boa ye ni isuo. Eti mu boa
Ofa ye dru su no e ya godie mu nsem ye kwato nkra ye ba bongo di fara e de beto so man.